I think MEF has done a very good job of describing the entire domain of NaaS, and the definition is fairly accurate, all the way from the baseline connectivity services through to assurance, onto multi-cloud networking, and then standardized services that are being offered on top of that. So while NaaS has been around for a long time, the definition of NaaS has clearly evolved, and I think MEF has done a fantastic job in being able to describe that whole ecosystem, as well as the layered approach to NaaS, as well as the requirements for the enterprise connectivity and enterprise services. Where we are headed in terms of just the diversity of both the players on the supplier side, where hyperscalers and multi-cloud connectivity providers and data center providers are now becoming inherently a key component of the broader ecosystem that will feed into any offering from a NaaS perspective. In terms of enterprises, clearly their drive towards enterprise networks, on-prem networks, and how that fits seamlessly into the NaaS, all of that now has to be taken into consideration. Another important factor is the infusion of AI at each level of engagement, whether it's from the supplier side or in terms of network services or in the way they are consumed on the enterprise side. I think three things are missing. One is a more precise articulation of use cases, so you can actually take a step-by-step approach towards greater NaaS adoption. So that's number one. Number two, as I mentioned earlier, the AI infusion. I think that is going to be the key. In many ways, the enterprise side is a step ahead in terms of use of AI, in terms of using a large language model, in terms of much more smarter decisioning, database decisioning than on the supplier side. So I think that alignment needs to be more precise. And the third one, and perhaps the most important one, is the role of what I would call the optimization entities. I would not use the word systems integrator because this is not about integrating systems. It's really about optimizing the use of AI, the use of right connectivity, the use of right use cases to make NaaS investment worthwhile, not just for the enterprises, but from a supplier side as well. So the role of entities that are focused on optimizing at the business layer, at the customer layer, at the connectivity layer, all the elements of what is today the new NaaS are going to play a key role, and their voice in this mix is going to be very, very important.